Streaming 24/7.
24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika nakupenda sana.
Africa, nakupenda sana, no, Africa. You know, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear that sound, you have a date with me and Mandla AVENTINA MABUNDA and me, Dr. NGWENYA. This is the African experience, you know, your most favorite show of the week, where we're talking about everything and anything about Africa. We know when we started the show some time back, I think that was in February, Mandla, we thought, you know what, we need to have this show so that we can tell the African stories, we tell it our way, and we tell about the beauty of Africa. We know that, you know, every time when people think about Africa, they always think about poverty, they think about war, they think about negativity. But this is not what we are talking about here, because on this continent, we have already proven within the show that there are beautiful people, there are beautiful stories, there are people and countries that are actually beautiful and have a positive story to show. So this is what the African experience is all about. Mandla, how are you? I'm so happy that today you are around, you are not traveling. How are you, my sister? Mandla AVENTINA MABUNDA, Mile moyen. Okay, I think, you know, Mandla will, I'll give her some time to also say hello to everyone. You know, tonight we are going all the way to Rwanda. Rwanda is a country that I love so much. You know, the first time I set my foot in Rwanda, it was by force. I always said, you know, that was Rwanda by force because I was not meant to be there. But I was traveling, I think I was traveling from Cameroon, and my flight had to
Yes,
actually go
thank
via
you,
Rwanda.
Dr. Hlami. I am so glad to be back. I'm so glad to be sharing the show with you. Can you hear me? Yes, ile moyeni,
I
Doc.
can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me?
I can hear you. There were some delays there. Yeah. I can hear you, Manda. Okay, so we are talking about, you know, the country, as I was still explaining that we are talking about the country. I was traveling from Cameroon and my flight had to go via Rwanda. My flight got delayed. By the time I arrived in Rwanda, in Kigali, my connecting flight to South Africa had already left. Then I had to stay over. At first, I was like, my flight has been delayed. But oh, at the back of my mind, I said, no, I've never been to Rwanda. So this is the country that I'm going to explore. I had to be there the whole day, you know, because the next connecting flight was going to come, you know, in the evening. Who did I have fun, you know, going through Kigali? You know? And the second time that I went to Rwanda was just last month, and we'll be talking and sharing, you know, those experience, you know, with us. Who Tonight we have a guest, you know, from Rwanda. Welcome, Yvette. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hami, for having me here. I'm Yvette Uwineza from Kigali, Rwanda, as she mentioned it. I grew up there in a beautiful family with one brother and three sisters, and I'm currently in the US as a graduate student. Yes.
Okay. Wow, thank you so much. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I got to meet, you know, Yvette. It's a very interesting story. Just last month, I went to the US, you know. Like, oh, okay. I just came from Rwanda as well, and whatnot and whatnot. Everything is history. Well, So tonight we are going to hear the story, with Yvette and the country of Rwanda. Yvette, just tell us a little bit. You said who you are. Maybe give us a little bit more. Where about in Rwanda do you come from, and what actually brings you to the U.S.?
Yes, so I come from Kigali, Rwanda. So
It's not
and
connected.
raised I was born and raised there for my whole life. So I came after my high school. I got here through a scholarship to study agricultural economics, which is what I'm still studying right now. So I did my 4 years of undergrad here in the US, and I worked for 1 year. And after that 1 year, I kept going for my PhD program. So right now I'm in my third year PhD program at Colorado State University. So that's where I am in the US, specifically in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Hmm.
And yeah, in my free time, I like to play basketball, get to know new people, and try out new things and visit new places. That's Yvette in a small summary.
Okay, thank you so much. I just want to stay a little bit on that. You studying in Colorado, you are doing your PhD. How did you get to know about whatever scholarship program that you are enrolled in, and how did you go about applying? And the reason why I'm asking this is that perhaps there might be a person somewhere who would like to go and study abroad. They might actually get inspired by that. How did you get to know about the program, and how did you go about applying for it?
Yes, yeah. So it all started with my high school in Rwanda, called Gashua Girls Academy of Science and Technology. So they show us how important it is to educate a girl and also help them reach their dreams. So that's what made me want to even keep on my studies and even want to study abroad and try out something new. So they at the high school they helped us. They asked each of us like, what kind of university do you want and what do you want to study, and we were able to look up different schools and also different scholarships that they offer for undergraduate students. So that's how I was able to, yeah, apply to the US and also apply for funding. And I was lucky to get a scholarship, which I'm so happy for. Yeah, I don't know if I answered the question, but yeah, so it was through our
Yes.
high school in Rwanda. Yeah.
Wow, I'm actually very, very interested, in this. Maybe we will talk about Rwanda and we talk about that high school. And the reason why I'm saying I'm interested in that is that, at high school level already you get coached and mentored into applying for scholarship. I think that is something that is interesting and something that is new. I don't think there are many high schools that are actually doing that. We will actually maybe pick on that high school experience when we talk about your country, Rwanda. Okay, so
Yes.
let's stay in the US where you are. You said you are in Colorado.
Yeah.
And how long back have you been there?
Yes. So I came after my high school. So when my high school helped us like apply for my undergraduate, and I was able to get a scholarship. So that's how I came here in the US. I also came in Colorado for my undergraduate degree. I was doing environmental and natural resource economics in my undergrad, which is a program under agricultural economics.
Hmm.
And yeah, so that's how yeah, I came in the US. And so far it's been a mix of good times and tough ones.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can imagine. But I mean, it appears to me that you are a bright student. The fact that, back at home, you got coached, through high school, and you apply, you get a scholarship for your undergraduate program, and you are there in Colorado, you do your undergraduate program, and you also qualify to actually do your PhD there. surely it doesn't just happen to somebody who's not hardworking or somebody who's not bright. Am I assessing the situation correct? I know you might not want to blow your own trumpet, but this is what I'm picking from the conversation that we are having.
Yes, yeah. Maybe one thing I would like to mention, the high school that I went to in Rwanda, one thing they really did was to believe in us. They believed that we can, as women, we can. It was an all-girl high school, so they believed that as women, we can actually make an impact. So they're like, let's educate these women and help them even go study abroad so that they can, in the future, make an impact, be able to come back in their own countries and make a difference. So having someone who believed in us, like professors, teachers over there, like who believe that we can actually make a change, that someone like motivated me to actually keep trying harder, and try out different things. Because I was like, if I'm provided with all the resources, all I need is to invest my time. Yes, I think.
Wow, I like that. I think you are very modest. You don't want to say yes, I'm a bright student. Yeah. But I like how modest you are with that. But I also appreciate that you are saying when somebody gives you an opportunity and they invest all the time, you also do your part to actually meet them halfway. Wow, thank you so much for that. Let me just go on the line. I just want to acknowledge some of the people that are joining us online. We have Amelie Ndongozi. Does that sound familiar?
Yes, yes, that's my friend.
That's your friend. Emily is joining us. She's saying, Yvette, thank you so much, for representing Rwanda. Thank you so much, Emily, for actually joining and supporting your friend. We really, really, really appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to stay a little bit in the US, with the things that, you're studying, agriculture and economics. Why did you choose that instead of, other professions? Why did you choose, something that has to do with environment and something that has to do with agriculture?
Yes. So when I finished my high school, I we got a chance to work on different projects, and one of the projects I was interested in was how to help make fertilizers to the local farmers around Gashoa Girls Academy, a high school where I was studying. So there inspired me to want to do something with agriculture, which is why I ended up choosing it. And agriculture, also the fact that 75% of Rwandese are in agriculture, so it's like the backbone of our country. I was like, if we can improve it and like help people learn new skills, then there is something that I can do in my country in the future once I finish. So that's what inspired me to take agriculture, economics, and currently right now I'm also working on a big project here in Colorado. Hopefully, I'll be able to transmit those skills back home, where I'm looking at how the quality of water ends up affecting the farmers' productivity. So, the working through that project here in the PhD program, I feel like it's equipping me with the right skills, and I'll be able to hopefully achieve my dream in the future.
I have a very soft spot, for agriculture because I'm actually working in that space. And something that I like with what you are saying, you give me a sense that you are not going to just stay in the US, but whatever you are studying something that will also benefit, your country, the people of Rwanda. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, yeah, being given the opportunity to come here, it'll be really great, and to really go back and share with the young generation back home and be able to inspire them, I would say. Yeah. Yes. And something else maybe I would like to talk about is this journey of coming here in the US. It has been really a rewarding experience. And of course, as I mentioned, we have like good times and tough ones, but overcoming those challenges is what refined me and pushed me to keep on going. Adapting to a new academic and cultural environment was an initial hurdle at first, but it had been a rewarding experience. As I mentioned, currently I'm doing my PhD program and I'm in my third year. So in our PhD program, we have to pass
Mhm.
qualifying exams, and in our second one, that qualifying exam covers all aspects of our study area. So being able to pass those exams boosted my confidence, but also refined my academic and personal capabilities. So looking forward, excited to complete my education and apply my insights and skills to addressing global challenges, particularly in developing countries. Yeah, this experience of coming here is, yeah, shaping me into a professional capable of making a significant impact globally.
Oh wow. Hi, it's here. And tell us one cultural shock when you moved from Rwanda to the US. What was one cultural shock you remember even now?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. One culture shock, of course, one of it is like the language barrier. That was, uh, I'll not say like it's a culture shock, but maybe like a barrier. Yeah, like trying to adjust to the language, because I'm like, even though we spoke English back home, the accents, the American accent, the Kinyarwanda accent, the Rwandese accents back home were different. So adjusting to that was pretty different. And something also that was quite of shocking is the way here people are. I think um, yeah, individual people were like individualists here compared to back. So back home in our high school, everything we used to do is like to walk together. It's like you go find your friends and be like, oh, let's work on this homework together. But then when I got here, everything I saw is like, yeah, let's. Everyone is trying to like to walk by themselves. Like let's do this by ourselves. So I feel like that was somehow shocking to me, and it was, I learned to be independent in that way, because I was like, okay, now there is nothing of like group working. It's like everyone has to go step, like walk by themselves to be able to get where they want to get. So that was somehow shocking, but I was able to learn something from there, because it helped me also to be independent in that sense.
Mm,
Yeah, and also, yeah,
okay.
I would say also like food, yeah, different food and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you cope with that? I know a lot of people. I mean, you were straight from high school. I'm thinking my daughter is what 16 years, and now she's going to a new country, new people. I will not be there. How did you transition and keeps you going? Figure it's still a bit of a challenge, although now you've managed to overcome that. And the food from home, I can imagine you miss your
Oh
mother's
yeah.
cooking as well.
Yes, yes, it was a challenge. At first, you even have like imposter syndrome, where you feel like you don't even deserve to be in this country. One of the things that helped me was to find like a community to be part of. Like one of the things I found was like a Bible study group where there were people who were like really encouraging, and they were like, "Oh, you're not here by yourself." So finding a community with other international students who are going through the same experience as you are, that helped me to be able to overcome some of the challenges I was facing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. But it goes to show that, you are a strong, very intelligent, and beautiful young woman friends out there in the world. And that is why we have you, and we're honored to have you on our African Experience show. Now, I want us to talk about your home country. I'm making sentimental again. I want us to talk about your home country. Where is Rwanda situated? Let's assume you're talking to a 5-year-old who has never heard of Rwanda, and they're very interested in visiting Rwanda. Where would you say that? Who are your neighbors? Tell us a bit more about your home country.
Yes, yes, thank you. Yeah. So Rwanda is in East Africa. We are known as the heart of Africa. So we have four neighboring countries, Uganda on the north and Tanzania on the east, Burundi on the south, and DRC to the west. So Rwanda has four provinces like eastern, western, northern, and southern, and the city of Kigali. So we have 5 parts of the country. So Kigali is like a rapidly developing city compared to where it came from. And yeah, our population is currently around 13 million, and we use the Rwandan currency is Rwandan francs. Maybe to so $1 is 1,000 Rwandan francs. If that yeah makes sense. So
Okay.
yeah, so we're at the heart of Africa. Yeah.
And why are you called the heart of Africa for interest sake? Is there a story behind that? I know Africa and stories behind names. Uh, we love that. Is there a story behind that?
Yeah, so the heart of Africa is pretty much because we're in the center of Africa. Just it's like the topography of where we are, not necessarily like there's no story behind being
Uh,
the heart of Africa. Yeah.
okay. Oh, and tell us about the economic drivers. If one can, what are the employment or entrepreneurial prospects? What can one do if they were to move to Rwanda?
Yes, yeah. So that's a good question. So we have agriculture. So we have so far agriculture so far is the key sector in our country, which engage about 75.3 I think percent of the workforce are in agriculture. So agriculture is one of the things that people ends up being involved in, and it's really developing. One of our major crops include bananas. We really have really sweet bananas. I think I have to mention it. When I came here, that's when I started to appreciate how sweet our bananas are. And yeah, we also have like sweet potatoes, cassava, and as well as export crops like coffee and tea. One thing that really amazed me was like it's like coming to a grocery store here in the US and being able to see like Rwandan coffee. It's like that thing you're proud of. Oh, this is like the coffee from my country here in the US is being sold. So agriculture is the main thing that people end up like being involved in. And also we have like the industry sector, which does not like account for like a high percentage of our country's workforce. But yeah, we produce like cement, beverages, soap, furniture, shoes, yeah, textile industries, and also we have mining, yeah, and export, and yeah, service sectors such as like tourism. Yeah, I think those are the things that you end up like being involved in. I don't know if that's answering the question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Uh, there was a technical glitch here. I'm somewhere in Kruger National Park, and For whatever reason, all systems just went down. So I'm actually sitting in the dark.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
really
so
sorry.
yeah, no, for whatever reason, I don't know, anything, backup, nothing, all systems just went down. Hence, so I was actually kicked out. And apologies for that, and apologies, to our listeners. This what happens, when we have, these online shows, and yeah. So yes, thank you so much, for at least you are lucky, where you in the US where you are, perhaps you don't have, these challenges of, connectivity and yeah. Okay, so I don't know how far back, you have gone, in terms of, exploring your beautiful country, of Rwanda, and the beautiful people there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were
yeah.
talking about
Mm.
like where Rwanda is situated and different characteristic of like Rwanda, and also like the economic drivers, like what can actually someone do if they actually come in our country. And some of the things that I had mentioned was agriculture, the sector that we have, and it being like the key sector in our country, and the industry, mining, exports. And maybe one that I was about to elaborate on is the service sector in our country that includes tourism. So this sector has like significantly like contributed to our GDP growth, especially with recent revival of tourism. Right now, major tourist attraction in Rwanda, we have mountain gorillas. So Rwanda now is a home to a population of over 1,000 mountain gorillas, and we have like wildlife safari and different other places in the country, which has been contributing a lot to the service sector.
Yeah, and as I indicated at the beginning of the show, that I was in Rwanda just last month. Something that stood out for me, when I landed at the airport, the cleanliness of the airport. Just the airport, it's so clean, and I think my visa thing. I mean, it was so seamless. I arrived and the hospitality. But as I was actually walking out of the airport, then there was this big board where they are showing, different, things. And I think DJ Messi, I did share with you that picture. So they are showing the different places of interest, that you can actually potentially look out for. What stood out for me is that, even if you were going to Rwanda, like in my case, I was going to Rwanda for work purposes. I wasn't even thinking of, doing any sightseeing. But when you land and you see all that, you go like, okay, maybe I should take, some break to actually, explore the country. But we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, I want us to explore, especially the beauty of Rwanda. But there's also, something special that, stands out for me for Rwanda. Let's take a commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, don't move away. When we come back, we're going to continue to explore, this beautiful country of Rwanda.
Are you ready for the ultimate dietary powerhouse? Look no further than Masana Dietitian's Nutro Boost. Our scientifically formulated low GI food is designed to give you the boost you need to fuel your body and reach your health goals. With NutriBoost, you have the flexibility to enjoy it as a high-fiber cereal or a satisfying shake. Simply mix it with water and indulge in the mouth-watering flavors that we have to offer. But that's not all. NutriBoost is packed with essential nutrients that are beneficial for your overall well-being. Enriched with 20 immune-boosting vitamins and minerals, it's a convenient and effective way to support your immune system. And here's the best part. NutriBoost is gluten-free, egg-free, and high in omega-3, making it suitable for those with dietary restrictions or allergies. Need an energy boost? NutriBoost has you covered. It's high in energy and protein, providing you with the fuel you need to power through your day. Whether it's a busy morning or an intense workout session, say goodbye to midday slumps and hello to sustained energy with NutriBoost. Try it today and experience the difference. For orders or to become a distributor, contact us on the following details.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the African Experience. You are with me, Dr. NGWENYA. Normally, I'm not alone. I'm with my co-host, Mandla AVENTINA MABUNDA. We know that in this show, we are talking about anything and everything around and about Africa. Tonight, we are profiling, a lady who's actually based in the U.S. Her name is Yvette, but she comes all the way from Rwanda. Before we went on the ad break, we exploring, the country of Rwanda, and I said I'm going to ask her, a few questions when we come back. Yvette, I know every country has a nickname, and the nickname for Rwanda, it's the land of thousand hills, or a land with thousand hills. Where does that nickname come from?
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so Rwanda is actually known as the land with the thousand hill. I don't know where that name came from exactly, but my thinking is Rwanda is characterized by rolling hills, mountains, and valleys, and some of them have an elevation of about 4,500 meters above sea level. So we have a hilly topography, which I believe that's where the name came from. Not sure if anyone actually counted them and saw that we actually have 1,000 hills, but yeah, we have a really hilly topography, which also reflects the unique beauty of our country. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. So, when we're preparing for the show, then we look at, the fun facts about Rwanda. One thing that also stands out, is Rwanda is said to be one of the cleanest, actually the cleanest country on the African continent. And when I read and talk to people, there is something that actually contributes, to that cleanliness. I understand that, you have a day, I think one Saturday of the month, where everybody has to down tools and make sure that they are cleaning the city. Am I right about that? Tell us a little bit more about that and what makes the Rwandan people take pride in the cleanliness of the city or the country at large.
Yes, yeah, thank you. Yes, yeah, indeed, Rwanda is known for its cleanliness. So this came from this decision from the country to prioritize both cleanliness and safety. So you can walk everywhere now in the country and you know for sure that you're safe, either day or night. There is really safety in our country. So coming back to the cleanliness, Rwanda has made huge investment in the management of waste infrastructure. So now we there is an easy way for us citizens to be able to dispose waste so easily. And one major thing that we have that's so unique in our country, as you mentioned, is called umuganda. So on the last Saturday of each month, community members across Rwanda come together for a day of communal work. So this is one of the reasons why Rwanda is so clean. So this typically involves cleaning and maintaining their neighborhoods or engaging in projects like building classrooms for schools. And usually after this activity, they have town hall meetings held where the community discusses the most pressing local issues. So that's why our country is really clean. So no one, even also there is accountability, having this last Saturday of umuganda where we clean our own country, and this everyone is encouraged. Everyone, as long as you're above the age of 18, you're encouraged to come and clean the country and also be involved in the community. And there's also accountability where no one will just throw something on the street because someone is we're cleaning this, we're doing this together, so you can't just make the country dirty. And this started in 2008, and ever since then it has made such a huge impact on the country. It's really clean.
I mean, that is something that really stands out for me because it's really unique. And I like what you are saying, that the fact that people are cleaning by themselves, then they actually are able to hold other people accountable. Because when they see somebody, throwing or littering and things like that, they said, hey, but you cannot do that because, we are the ones who are cleaning. I wish, all the African countries could actually learn from that, including my country, South Africa. I wish we could actually learn from that, where the citizens, take the responsibility to make sure that, wherever they are, it's clean. But I also learned that, on that Baganda, you said whatever name is.
Uganda, yeah.
Uganda, yeah, yes. On that day, sometimes even the president of the country does, participate in cleaning. Is that true?
Yes, it is. Yeah, indeed true. And it's really encouraging because seeing like our leaders also coming together with us, the citizen of the country, and be able to
Mm.
participate in Muganda. Not only the president, even the first lady, they all join, and also like other leaders of the country, ministers of the country, they all come, and the theme is usually let's build this country together. It's not gonna be a one thing. So everyone has to do it together.
Mm. What one thing that you also said as you were talking about this day, or maybe what the country is investing in, it's safety. You say, people walk, they feel safe and all that. I remember when I came back, from Rwanda a month ago, I posted on my social media to say I was in Rwanda, and somebody responded to share his experience of, I think he was sharing a story of his daughter who was in Rwanda, and apparently she misplaced, her wallet. I don't know where and all that, and she thought, okay, my wallet has been stolen and whatnot and whatnot. And some few days later, they actually called her. She was called. They
Nice.
called her to say, we found your wallet, and they brought it back to her, and there was no single cent that was missing. I thought, wow, wow, wow. I don't think I could, see that in my own country. But that was so encouraging, and I want to concur with you, where you say, safety, but not only safety, where people feel, what, we cannot take what doesn't belong to us. I think it's something that, stands out for me and something that everybody has to learn. I wonder how Rwanda actually is getting it right when it comes to that. What are your thoughts? Why are you actually getting it right in this way?
Yes, yeah, thank you so much. So as I mentioned, like there have been like huge investment in safety and and cleanliness. So those was like the priority of the country. And I remember growing up in Rwanda as a kid, one thing that was so obvious. So in the middle of the night, because I used to enjoy playing basketball. So I'll come back from playing basketball, and around the street I would see like soldiers walking around and making sure that everything is going well in the country. And they would even ask and be like, do you need help to go somewhere? So that was really inspiring, and we're able to reach that because of good leadership in the country. So we really have a really great president who's doing like a lot of job, making sure everyone is united, everyone has the same goal to build the country. So that's how we're able to, it's like strong leadership and the same goal with like everyone in the country. That's how we're able to achieve the safety, the greatest safety in the country, and also cleanliness in this country as well.
Wow, that is so beautiful. I remember when we met in the US and we had a conversation, I could see your face, when you spoke about your president, how your face white, you actually, I could see, where your face would actually light up, when you were talking about your president. Tell us a bit more about what is it exactly that you like about, your president, and who is your president? Because I can still see your expression, when you're talking about the president and how proud you are to be Rwandan.
Yes. So our president is His Excellency Paul Kagame. He has done a really great impact to our country. Maybe one thing I would mention. after the genocide in 1994, Rwanda was confronted with immense challenges, including the tragic loss of lives, extensive physical and emotional trauma, and the destruction of infrastructure. All the houses were destroyed. So we had lost so much and had to start rebuilding almost everything from scratch. So it took a great deal of leadership and resilience to steer the country out of this crisis, and that was because we had a great leader who's like President Paul Kagame, who stood up for us. So through strong leadership focused on unity and reconciliation, so Rwanda began its path to recovery. So ensuring security was a key aspect, as it created a safe environment for hard work and enabled the attraction of investment in various sectors. The country had to rise and to rebuild. So I would say was like a divine intervention, having like His Excellency Paul Kagame be our leader, and also like encouraging us to all work together to build our country. It was like no one else is gonna come and do this for you. You, as the citizen of the country, you're the one who is able to build this country. So that's who it is.
Wow, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. And I know when we talk, you touch on the genocide, and I think it's not the interest of the show to actually go deep on the genocide, but I know that has become the history that the people of Rwanda embrace and say, out of this tragedy, we're gonna learn how to actually build our country going forward. We're gonna take another commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about these places of interest. I know you have the memorials, the genocide memorials in Kigali and other places, which I also visited. And when I was there, I just felt the place of hope, because that is what people are preaching there, to say yes, history is part of us. We cannot reverse what has happened, but going forward, not going to repeat this, and we have to build. So we're going to take yet another commercial break. When we come back, we're going to expand a little bit more about this beautiful country of Rwanda. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. We are just taking a commercial break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the African Experience with me, Dr. NGWENYA, who broadcasting live, from the Kruger National Park. When the show started, everything just, shut down. But I'm happy that, we managed to reconnect, and we're talking to our beautiful, beautiful lady who is joining us all the way from the United States of America in Colorado. Today we are talking about Rwanda as a country. Before we went on the outbreak, we were talking about how Rwanda is actually bringing this unity, where the leadership is actually contributing, but also the safety of the country and the cleanliness of the country. Something to actually die for. Yvette, you actually make me want to move to Rwanda. I could feel that I could stay in Rwanda. I could stay in the country where it's safe. I could stay in the country where there is a lot of positivity. I actually like that. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so now
Yeah, I'm
I
so
would like
happy.
us to talk about things that are light. We're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about, cultural practices, weddings, and things that, people might not know about Rwanda. Maybe let's start with the food. Here, what do people in Rwanda eat? I know sometimes we say, African countries, everything is the same and all that, but, there are some cultural, differences here and there, and something that you want to highlight about Rwanda. What can you tell us?
Yes, yeah. So talking about the food, in Rwanda, maybe I'll mention one of my favorite food, which is like rice and isombe. So isombe, it's cassava leaves. I know there's some places, some other countries in Africa where they have those cassava leaves, but yeah, rice with cassava leaves and cassava roots. Yeah, and also like flour, cassava, flour, all those three. Yeah, those are like the best. Yeah, and also beans. Like the combination of those are it's like the best. I would say meal for like Rwandese. And yeah, we also have like other food that we like to eat, like samosas and chapati. But one of it's rice and the sombe. That's my favorite, and is also liked by most people in the country.
When we were in Colorado and we were actually, visiting, some farmers there, we had one of the participants of the workshop that we are attending came from Senegal, and she didn't really speak English at all, or maybe she was struggling with English. And there I was, I look at you and you were talking to her, you were translating, in French and all that. Tell us a little bit about languages in Rwanda. Why are you so fluent, in French, for example? So you are fluent in French, you are fluent in English. I actually envied you. So tell us, where did you learn that? Is French a language that is spoken in Rwanda?
Yes, so right now in Rwanda we have four languages that are mostly spoken. So we have Kinyarwanda, French, English, and a few people now speak Swahili. Right now the official language though it's English, Swahili, and Kinyarwanda, and that French is no longer spoken because the country, to be able to be part of the East African community, we switched from the French education system to the English education system. But I got a chance to study part of my elementary school in French, so that's how I learned French, and it's been a really useful language. I'm really happy to have learned. Yeah, and I can speak like three languages: Kinyarwanda, English, and French, out of the four languages spoken in my country. So, and it really helps, especially if someone speaks French and needs like translation. I'm happy that I can help as the way as you mentioned, as I was translating to the lady we met the conference in Denver.
Yeah, actually, at the moment I work, internationally and all that, and sometimes working the UN, and one of the requirements that they look at, you one need to be able to speak, two UN languages, and either it's English, French, Spanish, and I cannot remember which other one. And I always envy people who speak French, because I say, wow, if only I could speak French, I will increase my chances of actually being useful, especially in the spaces where I'm working. So thumbs up for you with understanding that language and all that. Now let's actually come to music. DJ Messi, I know we ask Yvette to share with us some of her favorite music. Just give me an indication if you can prepare maybe one of the YouTube clips that we prepared, so that we can play a little bit. We don't have to play the entire song. We just play a little bit, and then Yvette will tell us a bit more about that. Give me an indication if we are able to do that. I'm not able to hear anything because I'm just joining now on WhatsApp. Okay, while DJ Messi is looking at, who are your favorite artists, especially the artists from Rwanda?
Yes, so one of my favorite artists, we have Masamba Inhore, and
Mm.
one of the reasons is because they're able to bring out the culture, like the Rwandan culture, into the songs, and I feel like it's really good for young generation if we're able to keep the tradition and to keep the culture going and being passed on to the young generation. And yeah, Masamba Inhore does a great job of connecting that. And yeah, and the music really sounds good, and he's able to connect that with the culture of Rwanda and be able to mention like what has been going on in the past, like the culture heritage, and yeah, and bring make it live and more fun and enjoyable, which I think is really impactful. Yeah, so there is, yeah, Masamba and also we have like other artists who does it well, like Ruti Joel and Cecile Kairebga. So those are like my favorite artists because they bring like a random culture out. And when I'm also like hanging out with friends who are not from Rwanda, so being able to play those songs and yeah, and enjoying the culture, yeah, it brings out joy, I would say.
Wow, wow, wow. I know maybe we might not be able to play that, but I would definitely going to listen to the clips,
Oh,
that you sent me
oh,
so that,
actually,
one. Mhm.
oh yeah, I was gonna, sorry to interrupt. I was gonna say that Mercy said that she's ready to play it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Please, please,
yes.
please, Messi. Yes. Mm.
uzazurebe uzazure u Rwanda rw'abanyarwanda ni ukuri kw'Imana we zunguru y'amarembo shenge turagendwa uzazurebe uzazure u Rwanda rw'abanyarwanda ni ukuri kw'Imana we ruragendwa abahungu ruragendwa abakobwa we uzazurebe uzazure u Rwanda rw'abanyarwanda ni ukuri kw'Imana we nimugende nimutinye ntacyo babatwara uzazurebe uzazure.
Wow,
Yes.
wow, wow, wow. Wow, this is so beautiful. It's a pity because people can't see me. When we have beautiful music like this, I'm always, singing, and we can see that. So who is that artist?
Yeah, so that was Masamba Inhore, the one I was mentioning, the one who's able to bring, connect the culture and put it in the music. Yeah, and the song
Wow.
was pretty much saying, come and see the country Rwanda, come and see our hills, and come and see like how beautiful the country is. And yeah, I really like that song because yeah, it reminds me of home, and yeah, it makes me happy because I'm like, it makes me remember where I come from and how I'm a proud Rwandese. And yeah, so he's pretty much mentioning that is like, whoever has not been in Rwanda, come and see how beautiful Rwanda is. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, he's really, really an ambassador of Rwanda, even when you don't understand the lyrics, but just the sound and it's really, really beautiful. Wow, wow, wow. Yvette, an hour it's nothing. An hour it's nothing. When we're having fun, maybe I have to talk to my technical producers, DJ Messi. Maybe we have to think of having a 2-hour session because really an hour is nothing. And I'm looking at my time. I'm like, oh my word, where did the time go? Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, for really joining, spending your hour to talk to us about, your beautiful country. So we have on the show what we call the parting shot. For example, what is the advice that you want to give to somebody who's listening, either from Rwanda or listening from wherever? What is that advice that you can actually give to somebody who's listening tonight?
Yes. Yeah. So there's so many things that we can say, but after there's so many things I've went through in life, coming from Rwanda, coming in the U.S., and doing my education here. One advice I'll give to maybe someone who would watch this show later on is to not self-doubt themselves, to always keep trying out new things. There's nothing worse that could happen from trying out new things. The only regret will be you not trying out something new, but trying out something new, regardless of how you feel about it, it's always going to be rewarding. Like, because you end up learning something new. You end up reaching out to different opportunities you never imagined. So what I would say is, yeah, try out something new, try out new challenges, and never feel like you don't deserve to be somewhere. You're worth it. I'll say it. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's the
Wow.
advice I would give.
Wow, wow, that is so beautiful. It's really, really a beautiful, beautiful advice. And maybe just as we wrap up, the show, something that I actually took out, from visiting Rwanda, especially, visiting, the genocide memorial and things like that, the ability of the people of Rwanda to forgive and unite. For me, I just said to myself, if only human beings were able to do that, to forgive and, move on as united as, the people of Rwanda are. In my free time, I write poetry and things like that. I couldn't help it. I had to actually write, a poem about, my experience there, where I call it, the place of hope, because that is where the genocide memorial is actually called. I was so touched. I said, you know what? If only as human beings, as people, we could actually be able to learn and forgive. Thank you so, so much, Yvette, for joining us. And thank you for really representing your country so well. On that note, I want to take this moment to thank our technical producer, DJ Messi. Thank you so, so much. You have no idea how much we appreciate you, because you are sitting there, you are here, the system, kicking us out, but you are able to actually pull everything together. We really, really appreciate that, and we want to thank our technical producer. We have to thank our producers also, Pastor Strike, and all our listeners, for always, honoring this hour, for joining us, and sharing this African experience with us. Who Yvette, thank you so, so much once again. Maybe let me give you another second, just to say your last words.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I was really happy to talk about my country, Rwanda. Thank you so much for giving me, this opportunity. And yeah, as Rwandese, when we were faced, of course, with like extreme, circumstances, unity was essential for survival. So Rwandans, were united, which led them to have like a clear vision to rebuild the country's life and infrastructure. So a proud Rwandese, and thank you so much to have me here. I enjoyed talking about Rwanda and also my personal life. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we're really wishing you luck as you continue with your studies and when you come back and, impart, the knowledge that you would have learned in Colorado. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we have the time for. Next week, same time, same platform, we are bringing you more exciting, show. Thank you so much. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
Streaming 24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana, oh Afrika nakupenda sana.